Pro is a cloud-based, all-in-one business management, procedure, and market research system that is uniquely designed to help minority business owners become business-ready, contract-ready, and bank loan-ready. This powerful tool makes running your business a very simple and easy process. Small Biz Pro provides immediate access to key documents in 10 seconds or less, so no more searching for those important documents when you need them. It gives business owners a sense of order and confidence. Are you ready to become business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready? Then log into smallbizpro.net and get your limited free trial of Small Biz Pro today.
Welcome back. So we were just finishing. Oh my new little tripod is just not having it. I have some real ones coming in. They just didn't get here in time. So anyway, so we're back and we're going to introduce our other guest so he can join in on the conversation as well. And his name is Kaine L. Douglas, and he's with the organization Business Resource Group. Kaine is a financial solutions consultant at the Business Resource Group with over 15 years of entrepreneurial and finance experience. He advises on and provides training and coaching in the strategic and operational aspect of management change, marketing, selling, and client relationship management, with particular emphasis on competitive strategy for startups, small businesses, and nonprofits. Currently, Kaine's primary role is developing financial solutions for the minority and disadvantaged construction companies in Southern California. After working for several years in the global financial and sector with leading professional service firms such as PricewaterhouseCoopers, Royal Bank of Canada, J.P. Morgan, Nervine Investments, and Tradewinds Global Investors. He holds an MBA from Babson College for Global Entrepreneurial and received a Bachelor's of Science from Bentley College in Economics and Finance. So we want to oh, wait a minute, there's some more. Okay, Lisa is on the show as well. And he, let's see, he's also isn't this what President Clinton is? A Rhodes?
No,
okay. Reardon Fellow at UCLA Anderson School of Management. Welcome, Kaine.
Thank you.
Welcome, Mr. Kaine. How are you doing,
So
sir?
here's the thing with Kaine. I have seen him around the community for years, and I always see him in a different capacity. So I really never knew where he was or who he was with, but I know I've known him for the last 10 years. So it's finally nice we've gotten to know each other with this last project that we're working on.
Absolutely. And it's been great. It's been a pleasure meeting you as well as Gilbert, and also meeting Mr. Erick Holly.
Yeah.
And this has been an awesome experience for me here.
Give us a little background so we can, get acclimated with what you've been doing.
Well, actually, what we've been doing at the Business Resource Group for over 10 years in helping small businesses with access to capital. And we've been really a lot of the challenges that we've had, and we've kind of just really drilled down. And Sharon Evans, our principal and CEO, has been a champion in this particular small business space across the nation. And so I'm here following her lead and gaining a lot of experience on the ground, boots on the ground, and guerrilla style, because that's what's needed in our particular community. And with the business, the Black Business Roundtable, the mission is really to harness the voices of our Black businesses, collect them together, and start to channel the conversation that benefits us. A lot of times we have kind of just stayed back in the cut or just kind of been in a relaxed position, and a lot of times people will speak for you. I have seen it in many meetings across the state, and it's like, oh, it's like, wait, it's like we could speak too. And so we're now putting that voice together and going across the Southland.
And I think that's important because people have been speaking for us. Yes. And that's where we are today, is because people have been speaking for us and we're not speaking for ourselves. And I think the one thing that is a pet peeve of mine is when people say, oh, the Black community can't get themselves together because they don't have a leader. Well, we have tons of leaders.
Absolutely.
I mean, they're all over. We got 4 right here. And in every meeting that I go to, whatever space we're in, we're all dominating those spaces. It's just now time for us to no longer work in our own little silos, is we bring all those powerful people together, and now we're all leading our own communities, and we're meeting our communities to a place of economic cooperative economy, because that's where we have to be right now.
Right. And so we're also talking about creating business wealth. A lot of times we, like the situation we're talking about with the Crenshaw corridor, our businesses are just above, checking account level where we're doing business, and we're not having a growth plan that's in place. Anything could happen, and it finally did. The metro is finally coming through Crenshaw and right through the middle of it. And so that's disrupted a lot of businesses.
Which is kind of a shame, because in business, we know that what we need to do is to get these businesses to a point that they're always in the readiness mode. So they got to be ready for all of these types of things. Now, some businesses are pretty reluctant to that, maybe because they don't know what they need to do in order to grow.
It's education.
Or maybe because we haven't provided them those resources to really get them to that level.
Right.
So that metro thing that occurred that caught them off guard, that should be a lesson to all of us, so it will never happen again.
It can happen. It can definitely happen.
Right.
One thing that I want to say is in terms of access to that particular type of capital, a lot of times most of the times we'll say go to the SBA and that they'll be able to help us. Right. We've found in the research that we've done at the Business Resource Group, led by Sharon Evans, is that the SBA since 2008, lending has been down by 91% for African American businesses.
Wow.
I have a lot of education, and I've seen some stark numbers. It's very difficult to stand against 91% down from 2008, and so it's just unacceptable.
Do we know why it went down?
Well, the why it went down is similar to what keeps happening. You have to start from a particular base. A lot of our small businesses start with the home equity that you have in your home.
Right, because the reason I'm saying that is, if they're saying that part of the reason why it's down 91% is because people are not coming to the table ready, then okay, if that's the reason they're not getting ready, then we can get them ready, so that won't be a factor anymore.
I think that's probably just a small portion of it. When I was referring to education, it's these people, generally are older, and then as the generations have gone along, they've not learned the proper business practices that they need to maintain their businesses. So what hurt a lot of the people in the corridor was just simple as not having proper taxes.
Or proper bookkeeping system.
Right.
That was it.
Yeah, exactly. Because when they had to present for the business interruption fund, those were issues. And I remember doing one of the planning meetings. I was there, and someone got up and made a comment that with all the things that they wanted, all of the criteria that they needed in order for our businesses to be able to receive those that from reimbursement, they thought, wow, why do we have to have taxes? Excuse me? and why we have to have financials? You know our businesses don't have that. Whoa. That paradigm we got to change.
Right.
And it so happens when I said it, it just kind of popped out. I just like, whoa, what? No more excuses. We have to do businesses like everybody else does. Yes. It's not black business. It's just business.
Right.
And so I was like, so we need to stop the excuses. And why would we make another allowance that you shouldn't have your taxes, because you were supposed to have those in the first place,
right. Yes.
and you were supposed to have an accounting system. You were even if you wrote it down on a yellow pad with how much money came in and how much money went out, and at the end of the day you knew how much money you made. We're good with that, but you didn't even have that.
Keep a ledger.
Right. So our businesses they're just shooting in the dark.
Right, exactly.
And that's not a great way to operate. It's
right.
not a great way to even think about succession planning
right.
and things of that. And these are the wealth transfer activities that are happening and that we need to be aware of. With the roundtable series that we had in Inglewood, we just recently had one in Carson. The conversation is building. We're developing and getting bigger and better voices from different areas. Everyone is bringing a different conversation to it, and so we have to change our behaviors. We have to change our business practices. We have to dream and have more vision for our businesses, and we have to let go a little bit. A lot of times our businesses are not comfortable. They're not comfortable in letting go, and it's because of these particular issues, because the voices are not coalesced together.
Right, and learning to work together. I came out of Fame. Renaissance. Well, when they first started the Renaissance program, and then they had an amazing program at SC that we, number of entrepreneurs, we all participated in. And at that time, there were a lot of resources in Los Angeles for our businesses. So that's 20-some years ago. But over the years, that dissipated a lot, right? And so we were coasting for a while, and then we had the recession, and that pretty much leveled us. And so now you're dealing not just with the fact that they lost assets because they lost their homes, but they also lost their dignity when they lost their homes.
Absolutely.
Right?
Exactly.
When they were foreclosed on. And I even have a family member, she's in the real estate business, and she took it personal, like it was her fault. Like, no, they did that intentional, man. And so there is no reason for us to feel bad about something that affected the whole country, but because we were the one that lost the most in that recession, then we actually took it, and it took a long time for some people to pull themselves up by their bootstraps and say, okay, I'm ready to restart.
And that's why I'm saying that we should work hard not to let this happen again, because these things are cyclical.
Yeah.
It's not like it's going to go away. It's cyclical. We had a crash in the 80s. We had one in the 90s. We had one in 2008. There's another one coming.
Oh,
there's another one
14
coming.
years, there's always.
You see what I'm saying? So we got to prepare ourselves for that. And that's why I'm saying with these small businesses, we need to get them to that point where they understand, like you're saying, they don't want to prepare their taxes or financials. They got to do that. If they don't want to do that, then we just got to move on to the next small business.
Right.
Now, I'm an advocate. I'm a small business advocate, and I love to represent small business and represent them well. My goal is to get them to the table so they can sit with contract providers and get a piece of the pie. But there's no way I'm taking them to that table if they're not ready. I'm not, because that's just going to embarrass me, embarrass the contract providers, and embarrass the cause that we're trying to fight.
Yes.
So they got to be ready, and that's what we want to do.
Right, and I'm not originally from Los Angeles, but
neither am I.
He's from Jamaica and New York.
Family from Trinidad, so we always working hard.
Exactly.
But it really, with the round table too, I'm going to keep on hammering it in, is because there's also it's a movement.
Yeah.
It's a campaign that we have to keep. It can't just be debits and credits with us, because there's more at stake in this particular time, whether it's obviously election season. great projects are happening here in LA that you actually should want to be a part of. You shouldn't just want to have all this influx of activity, economic activity, and so it's incumbent on us to continue the conversation.
Right.
We've partnered up with the SBA and with the Milken Institute to because they're interested in seeing us succeed as well.
Right.
And so they've partnered up with us to drive this and making sure that we have our voice that is driving the conversation. So they've always been there, the SBA and all the other things, but they're really focusing on it. And we're going with a data-driven approach at this particular level so that this tsunami of economic activity does not pass us by.
Right.
I personally believe that this is it.
Right.
If you can't do business in Inglewood, if you can't do business with the our public utilities, if
The airports.
and things of that nature, that
Well, let me tell you this. It's not all that easy to do business now. Because Inglewood is at a point where we can be selective. And there are certain things that we're looking for to have and things not to have in the city.
Okay.
So, with the elections coming up and everything like you mentioned, everybody's on this legalization of marijuana.
Right.
But we're not looking for that in our city.
Right. Actually, you had a couple of them on Market Street, and I know they're all closed down, right?
Absolutely.
It brought some interesting, because I do a lot of business right there in that area, and our office was right on that on the backside of that street. We were on Manchester, and it was quite interesting. And I participate the beauty supply store that's across the street. And there was times I was really kind of uncomfortable walking past the one that was right there on the corner there.
It's changing.
Yeah.
You see women out 12, 1 o'clock in the morning walking the dog, by themselves and not a care in the world, and of course nothing's perfect.
Right.
But the dynamics of the city have definitely changed.
They have changed.
And we do need to continue the round tables. After the one we had in Inglewood, I started getting calls, when are we going to have the next one?
Yeah.
So once you finish that circle,
we got to come back around, which we have to
come back around.
We have to
stop this conversation.
Right, we can. Okay, so hold on one second. So Lisa, can you call in? Because your questions are coming at me much faster than I can read them. So you can call in at 323-293-3375, and we would love to address your questions. Hi, Mark Gaspard. Thank you. I'm glad that you're joining in. David Singleton, thank you for watching. Let's see, Holly, and Rich Wallace, and Bobby Glanton Smith. Thank you guys. And Vita, thank you guys for watching.
Tell them to call in.
You can call in at 323-293-3375, because Eric is a busy man, y'all. If you guys really want to ask some questions about Inglewood, this might be your opportunity. So you want to do that, and so we're back. So Eric, what are the opportunities, the selective opportunities? And here's what we know about Inglewood. It's demographics are made up pretty much of Black and Hispanics, right?
Yes, correct.
So, and I know in the gentrification world, anytime there's new stuff happening, there's other aspects and other people that are coming in. So are we making sure that this is an inclusive project?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, the last time I checked, I did some research because I wrote a business plan for a company, a client of mine. Population of Inglewood was about 90,000. Is it the same or is it more?
I think it's a little bit more now.
A little bit more. So with that being said, Crystal asked what type of opportunities that might be available through these systems. I know construction is one. What other types of opportunities?
Right. So, right now, construction is going to be your main component.
Okay.
Because everything's in development.
Right.
Right, exactly.
So, I talk to a lot of young men, even women, which is surprising, the number of women that are actually interested in getting into the construction field. Inglewood One Stop, which is right on the corner of La Brea and Queen, they have a program going through where you can come in and they're bringing in the newbies, getting them started in the construction field.
Right.
And with local hire, a main priority in the city.
So they put them through apprenticeship training programs
They're
as well.
going through as apprentice,
Right.
and then they're able to make a sustainable income to take care of themselves
Which is good.
and their families.
Oh yeah.
Right.
But if you're like a high school student and you really don't want to go into college or don't have that aspiration, then you can look at the construction field as an option.
Right. That's good.
My uncle had a program, and he still does the program. Actually, he started this program with the Los Angeles Urban League way back when John Mack was the president of it, and it was through a LEAP program. You guys remember the LEAP program?
Yes.
And he did all the pre-testing prep for the contractors, electricians, and so most of those individuals that are out there today, they attributed him to getting their license. So Loomis Air, there's a number of them, and a lot of them are starting to retire. So he still does that today.
Okay.
Wow.
And so
Where does he do it?
He does it over at what is it, the Black Workers?
Yes.
Oh, he's
Where's
over
that?
there.
Where's that?
Right there on Crenshaw and 54th, isn't it? 54th, 53rd. Okay. So they have a class going on all and been. And now my uncle is 77 years old.
Wow.
And this is his passion. It has been his passion since back in the 60s when he did it at the Urban League. Yeah. And so he's still doing, and they're still graduating young people through and helping them pass their exams, the construction exams. Right. So maybe I'll have him give you guys a call, because making sure that they get passed and be able to get their license, their contractor's license.
Which is definitely important for me. I want to make sure that I can push, our black and brown young men into the field, especially our young black men and women, who are definitely the smallest group of the construction field.
And they used to dominate it, right?
Yes,
they used to dominate that, and then they, after all, we weren't really doing any building or anything, so their licenses lapsed, and their skill sets kind of waned. So it's really, really important. And in fact, I was someone at one of the round tables. I was sitting TJ.
Okay. Yes,
and he was saying that we are prepping our children for college in some cases, but we're not prepping them for trades. I mean, remember, Urban League had the center right there on Crenshaw, and it was a number of trade tech. I don't even think you can get in. I think trade tech has like a 4-year waiting list for you to learn those trades.
Wow.
And they're okay.
I think it's probably Vernita.
Okay.
It's 4 o'clock right now, so let's go ahead.
Hello, we have a call.
Hello, caller.
Hi, no, it's Vernita Naylor.
Hi, Vernita.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing fine, Vernita. We're doing great. Welcome to the show. Vernita, you're calling from Oakland?
Yes, I am.
All right, excellent. So we've got 2 great guests on the show. Crystal, you want to tell her who they are?
We have Erick Holly, who's the president and CEO of the Inglewood Chamber of Commerce and the NAACP and a whole bunch of other stuff he told us about. We have Kaine Nicholas over here. He is with Business Resource Group, and we're actually talking about your area of expertise.
We're talking about contracting opportunities. The city of Inglewood, they've got some new projects going on here. So perhaps with your expertise in procurement,